Welcome to another little episode of our exploration. This is our new Facebook group, and I'm doing this with Jessica Sanders and Lisa Hetrick, and our group is growing, so come on over, join us over there. We do a color challenge every month, and for the month of October, the color is going to be pink. So I have a new class actually coming out called Alcohol Ink Bees coming soon. There is a pre-sale up right now with early bird special, but this little coneflower is a part of that course, and I thought I'd share just a couple techniques with you this morning. So let's talk about stippling and lifting. I'm going to start off with just a drop of that pink from T-Rex, and then I want to show you a couple of techniques that I like to use. First one is going to be the stippling technique, and the second is going to be our lifting technique. So the first thing I want to do is take that dot and just spread it out using just a clean Q-tip, and I'm just creating those little shapes of a coneflower. No brush, just the Q-tip. And I have that look like a little rag top is what it looks like to me. Almost like a little head of hair as it comes down. And I can just move those inks around using that Q-tip. Just getting a basic shape in there, and then we're going to work with that. Now for the top of the flower. This is going to be a coneflower that we're practicing, and we'll be doing a larger project near the end of this course. So just put a little drop of that yellow in there, and again using that same Q-tip, I've spun it over to the other side so it doesn't turn all pink, but I do want to pull in some of those pink tones in there, creating that little cone shape. And now for some stippling. I'm using my black Sharpie. And again, you can create lots of little dots on here for stippling, or you can do more of a hash mark, which the cone flowers tend to have those little spikes on them. So I'm actually going to do a little of up and down lines, and I am following the shape of that flower. So they're not completely straight up and down all the way. They're going to fan out across the top of that in all directions. And they're more upright in the middle, and then we're rotating it a little bit as that flower turns on the edge. And then we can create some more little dots or more stippling down around the base of that, and then add a few more on the inside. And I'm doing a little dotting motion, so I'm just tapping that pen down. These don't have to be perfectly round. They can have other little shapes to them, little squiggles. And I'm just creating some darker values in there. Now, the more lines I put and the more dots I put, the darker that gets. So those are going to be those shadow areas. The less that I do and the further apart that I have those, the more light appears to be in there. So see how fuzzy that looks now? So easy. Grab a little white gel pen now, and we're going to continue to do some dotting or some stippling in here, and this will give you some real bright highlights. You're not going to notice it quite as much up on the white of the Yupo paper, but you'll see it wherever there is a little bit of color. Again, creating just a little bit of light and highlight in here. Go around that edge of the base of it as well, and across the top. Looking more like a flower. So now I'm going to use a little bit of alcohol. I have my little pump alcohol. I love this little things. I just pump up a little alcohol and use the very top of it. It's got like a little tray on there, and it snaps shut and it stays nice in there, nice and doesn't evaporate in there with that container, which is lovely. And if you want to, I'll give you guys a link for the, I'll give you a link for that too. We'll put that in here. It's listed in my Amazon shop. Now I'm taking that Q-tip, turning it sideways with some alcohol, and not a lot, but you can see I'm using that swiping motion and lifting some of that ink now. And I can sharpen that. I've got the one with a point on it. These are made for eyes, the Q-tip for eyes. So they have a nice little point, so you can really use it to give some precision to your petals. And then I want to really light on the edge here. So I'm making some really soft ones on the outside. And because I've got more alcohol on here, those are going to be a little bit lighter than the ones in the front. How easy to make a petal. Isn't that pretty? So for our last project, we're going to go into a little bit more detail, but this is a really simple coneflower. And you can see how fast you can create these. So just a couple little techniques, the stippling and the lifting, and those you can use a lot in your alcohol ink paintings. Now, I'm using that same Q-tip. I've put a little green on here, and I can make myself a little stem. And it's just kind of peeking through where those petals are. And then maybe add this little touch of the green up in here. Just for another value, another shade of color. Again, it's a real dark around the edges here. And then if you want, you can do a little stippling on that stem. Just a few little dots here and there. Again, giving it a little texture, a little fuzziness. And there we have it. So for this Facebook group, it's completely free. You can come over and join our challenge every month. But if you want to try some online classes, you can help support me and my channel here by going to www.kelliechasseffineart.com and trying a class. And I know all three of us can't wait to see your projects, so please go ahead and post them in our Facebook group. And don't forget to check out Lisa and Jessica's art exploration this week. All right, guys, that's it. Click that like button if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.